Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to do our Mozzie zapper modification. So I'll just run through it and then I'll do it. So first thing is this switch here, which is a handheld switch or on-off switch, contact switch. I'm going to swap it out for this proper switch that I can leave on. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to take the batteries out and we're going to pop in this lithium ion battery together with a lithium ion charge controller. As you can see there it is. And that controller, it's got a micro USB as well if we want to charge it up that way. So therefore a rechargeable system. Now in relation to what this is our coil that wraps around the bolt. So there it is, it will wrap around there. This contacts in here to the Mozzie zapper. The first thing we want to do is just discharge in case it's got some charge in it, which it did. Okay, now we want to take out the batteries. So you go, taking the batteries out, just check that it's discharged once again. Now we'll undo this here. And so there's the guts of it. Just make sure it's got nothing, no jam left in it. We'll take this off. I'll take it off, I'll come back. And there's our internals. You've got a transistor, a couple of resistors, your transformer, a couple of high voltage capacitors and a bigger capacitor, and also some diodes in there for rectification, I'm guessing. What size is it? I'll have a look, I'll tell you. Yeah, so that is a 2 kilovolt capacitor. Change our switch and change our battery connections, and also modify our holder here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just snip these 3 wires. We'll have a look what's in there. So just out of interest's sake, we have a plastic outer. As you can see, the 2 green leads go to either side. There's one. Then you've got your center, another divider. Then your center, which is that one. And another bit of plastic, and then another bit of wire, and then of course a bit of plastic. So, don't know what we're going to do with those. Might find something useful for them. Anyway, let's put them out, put them aside. And what I'm going to have to do to make this fit properly, I'm going to have to take out the plastic bits that are in the way and then screw this somehow. So I'll have a look at that. I'll remove all that plastic there. There you go. To remove those bits, I've just used a pair of pliers, just like that, wriggled them and took them out. We can clean that further with a Dremel. Here I've just put our lithium battery holder in there, which it fits quite neatly now. So what I think I'll do is I'll just bolt this lithium module down and we'll come back. Find a couple of bolts. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off these battery contacts off the end there to make sure it all fits. So here's my battery. I can hot glue that in there, that'll be fine. There's my battery controller. I thought that would be the best place for it. The basis for that is that I can cut a hole here on the side and run the micro USB charger, I think that's what it is. But also having that controller there doesn't affect the main board in any way. However, there's just a slight variation. Here it's about a couple of mils I've got to take off. And it's because of that switch holder. So I won't be using that switch anyway, so we can just get rid of that and that'll give us enough room. So that came off quite easily and left a nice little hole there. So I can use that hole actually to mount my switch. Mount that in there, that'll go there quite well. Good job. So now we can see that everything fits quite well, from the lithium to the controller board and the battery controller board. So it's just a matter of wiring it all up. The only thing I need to do is to get rid of that switch. So I found that my positive was going to reach no probs, but my negative was too short. So I've just added an extra length there and just covered it, insulated it. And now I've just connected the battery up to our little battery charge module. So B for battery on there, negative and positive. And so now all I can do is slip my battery in, and that part of it's ready, which is positive. That's positive up there. Here we go. So that's ready to go. I'll just have to connect that now to this module. But what I'll do is I'll actually hot glue all these components in now. So what I did was I cut that header bit off that bit, and here are our two electrodes, so I'll now strip them. Okay, we've got our battery holder in, we've got our battery charge module there, and an outlet on the side, so that will go from our machine, or we can micro USB or whatever it's called, charge the battery that way. Here I've utilised the top bit to hold our electrodes, and also this one here will go to our coil, and that one on the left will go to the coil, and that one on the right I'll join it up to this electrode. So hence that particular schematic, if you can call it a schematic. So that's how it's all working, so almost time to put it together. Okay, I've got it all wired up, ready to go. Got the power coming from the module to our board, and then from the board out from the board to our wiring, and so theoretically it's ready to go. So let's shut it up and see what happens. So now it's all closed up, ready to give it a try. So I just have to contact them together, and then I should press a button and we should get some sort of spark. I'll try it. Well, it's firing, but it's not firing consistently, and it's not working so good. Alright, so when I push the button, it goes on, but only just goes once. Oh, now it's working. See how it's a little bit intermittent, and it's also really slow. I really wanted it to just go bang, just constantly. Oh, I see what's happened there, where I've soldered it to the diode there. I don't know if you can see that diode. There it is. I think the diode's come loose. I have to solder that back again. I'll just discharge it. Well, it's still shorting out on the top there. So I might have to solder it on the opposite side, I think. It's obviously jumping across the terminals. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Righto, I've fixed the problem. However, it's still intermittent. So yeah, it is working, but it's still a bit intermittent. Yeah, as you can see, it's only firing once in every while, so I think it's something to do with this capacitor there. Let me know your thoughts. I better discharge it. Okay, I'll leave it for now. Hello and welcome back. Well, it didn't take too long before I fried this little setup. It still works, but a lot of smoke came out, and as you can see, that still accumulates. You know, short circuit that. But it's not, it's pretty much dead. There's nothing in it. So that was a bit of a waste. Anyway, got a better idea. This is an old LG television, and what I'm using is this flyback transformer. We'll be using it to make our DC pulse at a very high voltage. So I'll get him out and we'll get started.